Aloha and welcome to Vinyasa Flow Yoga. My name is Katie and today's practice is about a 60-minute practice where we're going to get a little bit deeper into the hips and just have a nice good flow with our breath. So all you'll need for class today is a mat. So go ahead and grab that if you haven't already. Roll it out, get your space nice and comfortable, and we'll get started in child's pose. So go ahead and meet me with your knees opening out as wide as you'd like. So I like to take my knees to about the edges of my mat and then just extend your arms forward out in front of you. And then that point between the eyebrows just rests naturally on the ground. Let your hips press back towards your heels. Let your arms stretch out long in front of you as your heart dips down towards the ground. You can stretch your arms out long in front of you, getting a nice length through your spine. And as you have those arms reaching forward, palms down, you can press gently as you press your hips back towards your heels. And just take a moment here to notice how the body feels in this moment. Take that initial scan. Notice where you are at in this moment. Notice how the mind is in this moment, and if there's any excess chit-chat going on in the brain, just notice it, and if you can, begin to let that go. Allow yourself to become more centered here on the mat in the present moment. Beginning to focus on your breath here. So inhale in through the nose, fill your belly. And exhale out through the nose, let your belly deflate. Big breath in through the nose, fill your belly, fill up into the lungs. And exhale out through the nose, let it go. Good. Big breath into the belly, fill up, fill the lungs, fill up to the top of the throat. And exhale out through the nose, let it go. Good. Continue this pattern of breathing in and out through the nose, and the nose only, unless otherwise instructed. And allow this breath to fill up through the belly, deeper than your normal inhales, and deeper exhales than normal as well. So let that inhale draw in a little bit deeper. And that exhale to smoothly release out just as deep as it came in. Good. Now we're just going to take another full round of breath here. Exhale, release. And as you inhale, begin to shift forward onto hands and knees. Come into your tabletop position. Let your shoulders come over your wrists, hips over your knees. Look down between your thumbs. Take an inhale, let your shoulder heads roll back. Tilt your tailbone up to the sky, cow pose. And as you exhale, begin to curl up and in. Tuck your chin, press the mat away. Arch through your spine like a Halloween cat. Nice. Inhale, open through your heart, shoulders back, tailbone high, look up. Exhale, cat pose, curl up and in, tuck your chin, arch through your spine. Good. Inhale, open through the shoulders, cow pose, look up. And exhale, curl back up and in, tuck your chin. Now we're going to come back through a neutral spine. Gaze down between your thumbs. And extend your right leg out to the right. Toes point forward. Let your hips and shoulders still press forward. Take an inhale, roll your shoulders back, tilt your tailbone up. You may not move as dramatically through your cow pose with your leg out, but that's perfectly fine. Just feel that nice inner thigh stretch, inner hip stretch. Now as you exhale, same thing, cat pose. Curl up and in, tuck your chin, feel your tailbone tilt down. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, roll your shoulders back, look up to the sky. And exhale, curl back up and in, tuck your chin. 1 more time. Inhale, open your shoulders back, tilt your tailbone high. And exhale, curl back up and in, tuck your chin. Good. Let's come back into tabletop position. Hands and knees right underneath, and then extend your left leg straight out to the left. Keep the sole of your left foot down just like before, palms down, take an inhale. Open your heart, shoulders back, tailbone high. Feel that initial big stretch in that inner left hip. Good, now exhale, curl back up and in, tuck your chin, arch through your spine. Good, inhale, open your shoulders back, tailbone high, look up. Exhale, curl back up and in, tuck your chin. Let's move through another full round. Inhale, open shoulders back, tailbone high, look up. Exhale, curl back up and in, tuck your chin. Nice job. Inhale, come back into your tabletop position. Ground your palms down, spread your fingers wide. Let your middle and index finger point forward towards the top of your mat, setting up for your downward dog, where we're going to tuck our toes first. Press our hips towards our heels. So ground through your hands so much so that when you press down, you can press your heels back. Feel the stretch through the arches of the feet and through the toes. Really engage your arms so your shoulders roll down and away from your ears. Lock those shoulders down. Gaze between your thumbs. Take an inhale in. Now as you exhale, just lift your knees up off the mat. So you're really pressing into your hands now. Feel that stretch through the backs of the heels and through the arches of the feet. Inhale, look forward. And exhale, lengthen your legs up towards the sky, downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, come back into that crouch. Knees hover, look forward. Exhale, hips high to the sky. Inhale, knees hover, look forward. Exhale, hips high to the sky. Nice job. One more time. Inhale, knees hover, look forward. Press those hips back. Exhale, hips high to the sky, downward facing dog. So as you're in your downward dog, just take those few first little initial movements that your body might need. Maybe it's a gentle sway side to side. Maybe you let your head and neck relax as your heart melts towards your thighs. Maybe you lift a leg. Maybe you bend a knee on the other side as well. Just allow yourself to kind of get those little fidgets out wherever you are. Take a big breath in, hips high. Good. Now as you exhale, we're going to take our feet to the outsides of our hands towards the top of the mat. Toes out, heels in. Begin to lower your hips down between your heels. Come into our Malasana squat. So Yogi Squat, hands to heart center. Elbows press those knees away from one another. So since this is our first squat during class, the hips might feel a little stiff. Maybe they're not quite open yet, and maybe through the ankles as well. Feel free to kind of move side to side and kind of work into your ankles, work into the hips. And just feel your hips side to side sway. Keep your shoulders back and just work into the legs a little bit more. Nice. And then once you're ready, you can come into stillness, palms together. Take an inhale and close the eyes. Feel your shoulders roll down and away from your ears. Just feel length through your spine. Deep inhale in. Good. And exhale. Take those hands down to the earth. Turn your toes in, heels out. Lift your hips high. Inhale, lengthen up, halfway up, lift. Flat spine, crown of the head extends forward. Lengthen through the crown of the head just as much through your tailbone. Now as you exhale, begin to forward fold. Soften your knees, relax your head and neck. Inhale, keep your hips pressing back evenly as you walk your hands over to your left foot. So just crawl your hands over to the left. Keep your hips evenly pressing back and let your hands wrap around that left ankle as you pull yourself closer towards that left shin. Relax your head and neck. Hips press back evenly. Feel length through that right side waist. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Good. Inhale, let's come back through center and just switch sides. Exhale, walk your hands over to your right foot. So your right forearm can come behind your right calf. Legs pull towards you as you pull yourself towards your legs. Keep your hips pressing back evenly though. Relax your head and neck and use your arms as leverage to pull yourself in towards that right shin. Feel your hamstrings open up. Feel the spine lengthen. Nice job. Inhale back through center, hands down, heel toe your feet back, hips with distance. So feet are right under the hips. Inhale, lengthen up halfway, flat spine, long legs, crown of the head extends forward. Exhale, bend your knees, grab a hold of opposite elbows, ragdoll arms, and just allow yourself to just sway side to side. Notice the difference in this forward fold with your feet closer together than they just were. So feet are hips with distance. Knees are softly bent, allowing your torso to rest on the tops of your thighs. Relax through the head and neck. Feel length through the spine. Good. And then let yourself just sway back through center. Release your hands down to the earth. Inhale, lengthen up, halfway lift, flat spine, fingertips to the shins or the mat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up to the sky. Reach up high. Extend up. And as you exhale, bend your elbows, drop your head back, lift through your heart, squeeze through your shoulder blades. Inhale, reach your arms back up to the sky. Exhale, swan dive forward, hinge forward, hover all the way down. Keep those legs long. Inhale, lengthen up halfway, uplift. And exhale, plant your palms, step your feet back into high plank pose. Pause here. Keep your hips in line with your shoulders. Wrists are right underneath your shoulders. Engage your core. So there's a slight tuck of your tailbone as you pull your low belly up and in. Deep breath in here. And deep breath out. Let's take one more full breath in. And full breath out. Lower your knees down towards your mat. Walk your arms forward into puppy dog pose. Let your heart melt. Gaze forward. Tilt your tailbone up towards the sky. Press your heart down towards the earth, and then inhale, shift forward onto your forearms. Slide your knees back. Come into Sphinx pose. So your palms are down. Lift through your heart, shoulders back. Good. And then exhale, lower your chest. Tense your hands to the outside of your mat. Begin to roll your shoulders back side to side. Maybe even take a twist here and there. Good. Now let yourself come back through center. Lower your heart down. Hands under your shoulders. Roll your shoulders back. Point your elbows back. Ground through those hands. Take an inhale. Lift through your heart. Baby Cobra. Roll your shoulders down and away. Extend through the crown of your head. Exhale. Tuck your toes. Press your hips all the way back towards your heels. Feel that length through the low back. And then as you exhale, lift those hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Full breath in. Full breath out, bend your knees. Look to the top of the mat. Step or hop your feet to the outsides of your hands. Lower your heels, your hips down towards your heels, hands to heart center. Roll your shoulders back, inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, hands to the earth, hips high, toes in, heels out, relax your head and neck. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, walk your hands over to the left. Fold in. Inhale, back through center. Exhale to the right. Relax your head and neck. Fold in. Good. Inhale, back through center. Lengthen your heart forward. Exhale, begin to heel toe your feet back. Hips width distance. Inhale, lengthen halfway, uplift. Exhale, forward fold, ground through those feet. Inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. Extend all the way up, reach up, look up, create length. Exhale, bend your elbows, drop your head back, lift through your heart, squeeze through your shoulder blades. Good. Inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky. And exhale, hinge forward. Bend your knees softly, relax your head and neck, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen up halfway, lift. And exhale, plant your palms, step your feet back high, plank pose. Big breath in. And exhale your knees to the mat. Walk your hands forward, melt your heart down towards the ground, puppy dog pose. Inhale, shift forward, Sphinx pose. Lift through your heart. Exhale, lower your chest, tense your hands to the outside of your mat. Roll your shoulders side to side, free-flowing Cobra. Open up through the thoracic spine, maybe even a gentle twist. Nice, and make your way back through center. Hands right under those shoulders. Inhale, lift your heart, Cobra pose. Exhale, tuck your toes, hips to heels. And lift your hips to the sky. Downward facing dog. Nice job. Full breath in. And full breath out. Gaze forward, inhale. Exhale, take your feet to the outsides of your hands at the top of the mat. Inhale, lengthen up halfway, lift. And exhale, lower your hips down towards the earth, hands to heart center, Malasana squat. Inhale in. And exhale, turn your toes in, heels out, forward fold, wide legs. Good job. Inhale, lengthen up halfway, uplift. Exhale, walk your hands over to the left, forehead towards your shin. Beautiful. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, hands to the right. Relax your head and neck. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, heel toe those feet or hop them back, hips width. Exhale, forward fold. Ground through those feet. Inhale, rise up to standing. Reach those arms up and overhead. Extend up long. Exhale, bend your elbows, drop your head back, lift your heart, shoulders roll down and away. Inhale, mountain pose, reach your arms high. Exhale, soften your knees, swan dive all the way forward, relax your head and neck. Inhale, lengthen halfway up, lift. And exhale, plant your palms, step your feet back, high plank pose. Take an inhale, breath in. Now as you exhale, you have a choice here. You can lower through full or half chaturanga, or even skip it all together. We'll all meet in downward dog. So inhale in your high plank or half. Exhale, lower. Chaturanga, elbows point straight back in line with your shoulders. Inhale, lift your heart, upward dog or cobra. Upward dog, thighs are lifted, shoulders back, long arms. Cobra, bend in the elbows and thighs are down. As you exhale, tuck your toes, lift your hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Full breath in and full breath out. Inhale, let's take our right leg high to the sky. Bend your right knee, stack your hips open. Roll your right hip back so it stacks over your left. Reach your right knee high, square those shoulders out. Big breath in. Now as you exhale, hug your right knee towards your chest. Pull it in close. Step your right foot all the way up to the top of your mat. So we're gonna come into our warrior two. Back heel grounds down, so your right heel is in line with the arch of your back foot. Inhale, windmill your arms open, warrior two. Bend deep into your front knee. Let your right knee open out to the right slightly so that you can see your right big toe. Relax through your shoulders. Turn your right palm up to the sky. Inhale, reach up and back. Reverse your warrior, look up. Exhale, come back through warrior two. Take your right hand behind your back. Interlace your hands behind your back. Inhale, lift your heart, shoulders back, open through your chest. And now as you exhale, we're going to bow to the inside of our right leg. Relax your head and neck. So you're gonna feel a big stretch through the hips, through the low back, through the head and neck. Humble warrior two. Good, inhale, reach your arms back up towards the sky. Exhale, windmill hands down to the earth. Right foot sends back to meet the left. High plank pose. Inhale in and exhale, lower. Chaturanga. Inhale, lift your heart, shoulders back, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good, inhale, left leg to the sky, reach it up high. Bend your left leg, stack open. So feel that nice initial opening through the inner hip and inner thigh. Ground through that right heel. Now as you exhale, hug your left knee towards your chest. Place your left foot to the top of the mat. Spin your back heel down. Inhale, warrior two. Bend through that front knee. Let your left knee open out slightly so you get deep in those hips. Relax through the shoulders. Ground through your feet. Nice. Now as you inhale, turn that left palm to the sky. Reach up and back, reverse. Exhale, come back through warrior two. Inhale, hands come behind your back. Interlace your fingers. Roll your shoulders down and away. Look up towards the sky. And exhale, humble warrior two. Relax your head and neck down towards the inside of that left knee. Feel a deep stretch through your low back and your hip. Relax through your head and neck. Ground in towards that left foot. Inhale, reach your arms open out wide. Exhale, windmill hands down to the mat. Left foot sends back to meet the right. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Full breath in, full breath out. Inhale, look forward to the top of the mat. Exhale, step or hop your feet to the outsides of your hands. Toes out, heels in. Lower your hips down. Inhale, Malasana squat, hands to heart center. Exhale, hands to the earth, toes in, heels out. Relax your head and neck. This time, inhale, just lengthen up, halfway lift. And exhale, plant your palms, step or hop your feet back. High plank pose, inhale. Exhale, lower through your Vinyasa Chaturanga down. Inhale, lift, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Full breath in, full breath out. Inhale, right leg to the sky, bend your right knee, stack your hips open. Exhale, hug your right knee towards your chest. Place your right foot to the top of your mat. Inhale, spin open. Warrior two. Windmill those hands out. Inhale, reach up and back. Lengthen through your right side waist. Keep your front knee deeply bent. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, hands come behind your back. Interlace. Lift through your heart. Exhale, bow to the inside of your right leg. Relax your head and neck. Inhale, back up into warrior two. Open those arms out. Exhale, windmill, hands down. Hands frame that right foot. Right foot sends back to the left. High plank. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, lift your heart. Upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your hips high. Inhale, left leg to the sky. Bend your left knee, stack open. Exhale, hug your left knee towards your chest. Place your left foot to the top of the mat. Inhale, rise, warrior two. Good. Turn your left palm up to the sky. Reach up and back, reverse. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, hands behind the back. Roll your shoulders back, lift your heart. Exhale, bow to the inside of that left leg. Relax your head and neck. Ground through that left foot. Inhale, rise back up to warrior two. And exhale, windmill, hands down to the ground. Spin onto those back toes. Left foot sends back to meet the right. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, lift your heart, shoulders back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your hips high. Full breath in. And as you exhale, bend your knees, look to the top of the mat, step or hop your feet to the outsides of your hands. Toes out, heels in, lower those hips down. Malasana squat, pause here. Let your elbows press your knees away. Inhale, lift up through your heart. Now as you exhale, take your left hand down to the inside of your left foot. Right arm to the sky, roll your right shoulder back, twist open. So you could stay right here, kind of just twisting here. If you want more through your shoulders, right arm can come behind your back. Left arm around the front of your left shin. Maybe you grab a hold of your hands behind, maybe not. Maybe you're reaching, opening those hips. Wherever you are, you're getting deeper in the shoulders and the inner hip. Nice job. Let's release those hands. Reach your right arm up to the sky. Take your hands back through heart center. Right hand down, left arm up. Exhale, roll that left shoulder back. Choose the same variation as you did on the other side. So if you went into that bind or just tucked your left arm behind your back, open that left shoulder back, tuck behind. Maybe send that right arm around the front of your right shin and find your left fingertips. So you're twisting your heart towards the left. Nice job. Deep breath in. And out. Next, inhale. Open your arms if they're not already. Take your hands back to heart center. Exhale. Inhale here. And then exhale, take your hands down. Turn your toes in, heels out, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen up halfway. Take your hands behind your back, interlace. Roll your shoulders down and away, reach through the crown of your head, reach through your heart. As you exhale, begin to forward fold with your hands interlaced. Relax your head and neck, so you're in a wide-legged forward fold. Crown of the head just dangles down towards the earth. Let this feel good. Engage through your quadriceps, so your hips lift high to the sky. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Nice. Release those hands down to the earth. Inhale, lengthen, halfway uplift. And as you exhale, plant your palms and just step your feet back into downward facing dog. Feel your hips lift high. And exhale out, release. Inhale, take your right leg high to the sky. Bend your right knee, stack your hips open. Reach that right knee high. Now as you exhale, hug your right knee towards your chest. Place your right foot to the top of the mat. Inhale, warrior two, open out. Exhale, sink low. Inhale, reach up and back, reverse. Now this time as you exhale, come back through warrior two, lengthen your right leg. Inhale, reach your right arm forward. Exhale, tick-tock your arms into triangle pose. Stack your shoulders and stack your hips. Take a moment here to extend through the crown of your head and back through your tailbone. Lengthen through your spine, pull your lower ribs in. Deep breath, roll that left shoulder back, look up. Good, and as you exhale, maybe you take your left arm behind your back to tuck around the front of your right hip. Get a little bit deeper in the shoulder. Good. Roll that left shoulder back, look up. If you want to go even further in this shoulder opener, slightly bend your right knee. Take your right arm underneath your right thigh to come into your bind. Find your left hand and then re-straighten your right leg as much as you can while you open that left shoulder back. Deep breath in if you're coming into this variation. You do not have to always listen to your body first. You can even take baby steps towards it if you want to. Good. Release your bind if you went there. Left arm back up to the sky. Ground through your right foot. Inhale, rise up, straight-legged warrior two. Take your hands to your hips. Bend your right knee just slightly. Step your back foot up about a foot or two. And spin your hips forward. So draw your right hip back, left hip forward. Good. Inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky. And as you exhale, hinge forward, draw your right hip back, lengthen your heart forward, and begin to slowly fold in towards that right leg. Square your hips out. So you should feel more of a stretch through the outer right hip, through the upper hamstring towards the glute. Relax your head and neck. Ground through those feet, deep breath in. Eventually, forehead comes down towards the shin. You might even have your hands on blocks or on your hips and just hinging forward. Choose what variation works for you. Move into the depth of your pose for one more breath. Good. Exhale out. Shift forward, bend your right knee. Send your left foot back and lower your back knee down. Good. Ground in towards that right foot. Take your hands behind your back. Roll your shoulders back and lift through your heart. Inhale. Look up. Good. And exhale. Take your hands down to the inside of the right foot. Heel toe your right foot out to the right slightly. Turn your right toes out. Shift your hips forward. Roll your shoulders back. Press your heart forward. Good. Let your hips sink forward as your shoulders roll back until you're opening through that right hip. You have a couple options here. You can lower down onto your forearms. You can take your right hand to the inside of your right knee and kind of press that right knee away. Roll your right shoulder back. So you're getting deeper in towards those hips, deeper in towards your shoulders. There's even a little bit of a twist here through the spine. Good, deep breath in. And twisting a little deeper on your exhale. Good, slowly come back through center. Heel toe that right foot to the center of your mat. Tuck your back toes. Send your right leg all the way up to the sky. Bend your right knee, stack your hips open. So you have a choice here. You can just open up through that hip and take some nice big hip circles. If you have flip your dog in your practice, and you would like to come into that pose, reach your right knee high and just let it kind of drip over to the left. Toes spin to the back of the room. Right arm to the sky, reach up and over the crown of the head. Roll that right shoulder back, press your hips up. Good, and take your time. Slowly roll all the way back. Pull up and in through your core. Right leg to the sky, reach it up high. And lower that right foot down to meet the left. Inhale, left leg to the sky, reach it up. Bend your left knee, stack open. Exhale, hug your left knee towards your chest. Place your left foot to the top of the mat. Spin your back heel down. Inhale, open, warrior two. Open out. Relax through your shoulders. Good. Inhale, reach up and back, reverse. And exhale, come back through center. Lengthen your left leg. Reach your left arm forward. Press your hips back. Tick-tock your arms. Left arm down, right arm to the sky. Roll your right shoulder back for triangle pose. So in this triangle pose, choose what you did on the opposite side. If you took your right arm behind your back and tucked it around the front of your left hip, move into that variation and let your right shoulder roll back as you pull your ribs in. If you chose to come into that bind, soften your left knee. Left arm comes underneath and finds your right arm, your right hand. Good. Maybe you lengthen your left leg as you roll your right shoulder back and get deeper into that twist. Open out to the right. That opening into your inner hip is really deep here. So deep breath in. Remember, choose what's right for you in your practice. Good. Gently release this bind if you went there. Right arm back up to the sky. Ground through that left foot. Inhale, rise up, straight-legged warrior two. Hands to your hips. And just step your right foot up about a foot or two. Spin your hips forward. Right hip forward, left hip back. Inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky. And as you exhale, begin to hinge forward. Extend through your heart towards your toes. And eventually begin to fold towards that left shin. Relax your head and neck down. Square those hips forward. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. Keep those hips squaring forward, heart towards your toes. And again, if you have your hands on blocks on either side, or maybe your hands are on your hips, your choice of variation here. Good. Now let's inhale up halfway. Send your right foot back another foot or so. Come onto the back toes. Lower your right knee down. Take your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers. Inhale, peel your heart from your thighs. You roll your shoulders back, lift your heart up, look up towards the sky, press those hips forward. Nice, and exhale, take your hands down to the inside of your left foot. Heel toe your left foot over towards the left. Sink your hips low. So you want that left knee to open out slightly to the left. Hands right under the shoulders. You can always choose to come down onto your forearms if you like, or you can just begin to take your left hand to the inner left knee and press that left leg away as you roll your left shoulder back. Open your heart out. Should feel a deep opening in that inner hip, in that inner thigh. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. Good. Take your time. Come on, back up onto the palms if you're not already. Or just walk those hands back underneath your shoulders. Tuck your back toes. Send your left leg all the way up to the sky. Reach it up high. Bend your left knee. Stack open. And again, you can either just take some nice circles through that left knee here. Or if you would like to flip your dog, reach that left knee high. Let your left toes drip down towards your toes, spin to the back of the room. Left arm reaches up and over, heart towards the sky, hips towards the sky. Shoulders roll down and away. Deep breath in. And out. Slowly take your time. Left leg to the sky, reach it up high. And exhale, lower left foot down to meet the right. Downward facing dog. Full breath in. And full breath out. Now we're going to walk our hands all the way back to meet our feet towards the back of our mat. Take your feet out, not quite as far as the distance of your mat. Toes out, heels in, and just slightly bend your knees. So we're going to come into bird of paradise or bird of paradise prep here. Take your right arm underneath your right leg. Left arm comes behind to find your right hand. So you might stay right here. If you want more, shift your weight into your left foot. Take your right toes over to meet your left. You can stay right here. If you want more from here, ground through that left foot. Keep your gaze steady on one point and gently begin to lift your right leg as you come up towards standing. Open your shoulders, open your hips. Good, deep breath in. And take your time, same way that we came in. Lower your right foot down. Release your arms and let it go. Relax your head and neck. Whatever variation you just took, hips are high, relax your head and neck. And we'll switch sides. Soften your knees. Take your left arm underneath your left thigh, right arm behind your back. Again, you could stay right here, just taking this nice bind. It's a good shoulder opener, outer hip opener. Or you can begin to shift over into that right foot. Take your left toes towards your right toes. Maybe you begin to ground down into your right foot as you grow up tall. Roll that left shoulder back, stand up tall. Lift through your heart into your bird of paradise. Ground through that right foot, open your heart, shoulders back. Nice job. Take your time. Use that core to control your movement all the way back down. Relax your head and neck and just sway side to side. Let it go. Nice job. That was our peak pose for the class. Opening through the hips and hamstrings. We're going to cool it down from here. So just walk your hands slightly forward. Bend your knees. Come down onto your sits bones by crossing your ankles, shifting your hips over your heels, and extend your legs out long in front of you. Flex through your feet. And so we're going to come into our forward fold today. So engage your legs, pull your low belly up and in. Inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky. Now as you exhale, hinge forward, hover over those legs, reach out long, and to your degree, begin to fold in. Relax your head and neck, grab a hold of your feet, your ankles, your calves, maybe even just your hips, and you're hinging forward. If you're really, really tight in those hamstrings, hands can come behind your back and press your heart forward, ground through your hips, and just kind of hinge forward as much as you can. And eventually you'll begin to hinge further towards those legs and surrender in. Let the weight of your spine pull your heart forward and your hips ground down. Take another big breath in here. And exhale, breath out. Good, inhale, rise, back up. Take your hands by your sides. Soles of the feet together, knees apart. Shift your hips forward. Come into butterfly pose. Hands around your feet. Roll your shoulders down and away. Lift through your hearts. And as you exhale, hinge forward. Let your elbows press your shins away as your heart presses forward. And so you should feel a nice deep stretch through your inner hip. Deep breath in and out. Good. Inhale, lift up through your heart. Reach your arms forward. Slowly begin to roll down onto your back. Keep your legs exactly as they are. Roll all the way down. Spine comes down towards the earth. Palms face up by your sides. Recline butterfly pose. Take an inhale in through your nose. We're going to exhale out the mouth. Let it go. Let yourself just melt in towards your mat. Good. Close your knees towards one another. Keep your feet hips width distance as you walk your feet close up towards your hips. Extend your right leg towards the sky. Flex your right foot. Exhale, thread the needle. Take your right ankle to the top of your left thigh. Press your right knee away. Take your hands to interlace around your left hamstring as you pull both legs towards your chest. Flex your right foot. This is also called Reclined Pigeon. You're on your back, getting that same stretch that you would if you were in traditional half pigeon. Except this is a little gentler on the knees. Take another breath in. And exhale, release that left foot down. Take your right leg to the sky. Lower your right foot down. Left leg, reach it up high. Exhale, left ankle to the top of your right thigh. Press that left knee away. Take your hands to interlace around that right hamstring. Shoulders down. Good. Come into your reclined pigeon. Thread the needle pose. Maybe even close your eyes as you pull that right knee closer towards your chest. Feel that nice stretch through the outer hip and low back. Really good for that piriformis. Beautiful. Slowly release that right leg down. Take your left leg to the sky and lower left foot down to meet the right. Walk those heels close up towards your hips. Ground through your feet, knees, hips width distance. Hands by your sides, palms down. Inhale, lift through your hips. Roll your shoulders up underneath your back. Tuck through your chin. Ground through your heels. Nice job. Take your time. Slowly roll your spine down. Take your knees gently towards your chest. Give them a little bit of a hug. Maybe rock side to side. Massage the low spine. Good. Extend your left leg long out in front of you. Hug your right knee towards your chest. Nice. And now extend your right leg towards the sky. Grab a hold of your right calf. Pull your right leg towards your chest. Keep your hips square. Keep your shoulders down on the earth. Big breath in. Now take your right hand to grab a hold of your calf or even the outer blade of your right foot. Left arm out to the left as you open your right leg out. So I do have my couch in the way, but if your leg is down on the earth, That's great. If not, let it hover, open out as much as feels good, and that left hip stays down. Nice job. Inhale back through center. Left hand will now grab a hold of wherever the right was. So maybe it's on the calf, maybe it's on the outer blade of the foot. And we're gonna take that right foot over to the left, right arm out to the right, twist. Again, my space is small, but that's okay. I actually still feel a deep stretch through the outer right hip. But if that right leg is reaching all the way down to the earth on the left side, that's great too. Just feel that deep stretch through the outer hip, through the IT band. Nice, let's come back through center. Release that right foot. Take your left knee up towards your chest, give it a squeeze first. And then extend your left leg to the sky. Interlace your hands around your calf or even your ankle or just the back of the thigh. Wherever you are, pull that left leg towards your chest. Keep your right hip down. Good. Now take your left hand to the left outer blade of your foot or the left calf. And open that left leg out to the left. Right arm out to the right, shoulders down. Deep breath in, open through that inner hip. Sometimes I like to place my right hand on the right hip to press it back down. If you feel your hip is lifting, you can always take that variation. Nice, let's come back up through center. Swap hands. So right hand will come on where the left hand was. Take that left foot over to the right, shoulders down on the earth. Feel that nice stretch through the outer left hip. Deep breath in, feel your IT band lengthen out. One more breath. Okay, let's come back through center. Take both knees up and in towards your chest. Give them a squeeze. And then just extend both legs up towards the sky. Take your arms to also reach up. Keep your shoulders relaxed. And just begin to roll out through your ankles, roll out through your wrists. Maybe curl in through your toes and crunch in through your hands and then open everything out. Kind of like little fireworks through your hands. Squeeze in and open out. Good. Now we're gonna come into happy baby. So take your hands to reach for the outer blades of your feet, knees open towards the outsides of your rib cage. You can rock side to side if that feels good. You can even lengthen one leg. We got really deep into the inner hip and hamstring, so you can lengthen both legs or one and then the other and kind of go side to side. Or both at the same time, or bend both at the same time, traditional happy baby. Play around with the positioning of your legs just to feel the difference through the hamstrings, through the hips, and even the shoulders. You do want to keep those shoulders and tailbone down on the earth, no matter the variation that you're working with. Take another big breath in. A big breath out. Release your feet, hug your knees towards your chest, forehead towards your knees. Take a big breath in, squeeze everything in. Good, and now as you exhale, release everything out. Let your toes drop out, let your palms face up, close your eyes. Come into Shavasana. As you are in your Shavasana, allow yourself to really let go today. When your eyes are closed, let your mind quiet. And if thoughts come into the mind, let them come in, but freely let them go too. So without becoming attached to any one emotion, any one image, any one thing that comes through the mind, just allow yourself to freely observe. If you have the gift of time, please feel free to stay in your Shavasana as long as you would like today. If you do wish to move about with your day, begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. Take your time awakening the body. Take your time noticing the physical self once more. And as you're ready, you can roll off to either side of the body, coming into a nice fetal position. Kind of curled up like you are just waking up for the first time today. And take your time making your way up into an easy seat. And as you make your way up into an easy seat, keep your eyes closed. Take your hands, palms face down on your thighs. We're going to take a deep breath in through the nose and exhale out through the mouth. So big breath in. Let it go. Take your hands to heart center, bow your chin. Take a moment here to honor the light that dwells within each and every one of us. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for practice today. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, go ahead and subscribe, and you can even hit the little bell if you want to get alerts when I go live. You can also contact me on Instagram at Katie Marie Yoga and let me know what you want to see in class, what you like, what you didn't like. I'm open for all of it. So thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Aloha.
All night on a big white ship, seagulls were dancing all around. I woke up with a sunrise on the sea, such a precious gift to me. The salty breeze and the waves, the slow pace, the salty breeze and the waves. Yesterday we followed the road of the moon. We drove all day towards the coast. It remembered me the beauty of this life. Such a feeling to be alive. The salty breeze in my lungs, and back to where I'm from. The salty breeze in my on and on and on and on. Salty breeze and the waves, the slow pace, the salty breeze and the waves. salty breeze and the waves.